If I could go back to when I was 20, knowing everything I know now, and someone handed me $10,000, I would do things so differently. I wouldn't blow it on a fancy car or a designer wardrobe, and I definitely wouldn't let it just sit in some low-yield savings account losing value to inflation. No, I'd use that $10,000 to build a rock-solid foundation for my future. We're gonna take that $10,000 and turn it into a launchpad for a richer life, in every sense of the word. Stick around because the moves you make in your 20s can echo for decades. First things first, we're talking about safety. We're building an emergency fund. I'd peel off $2,000 to $3,000 from that $10,000 and put it in a high-yield savings account, somewhere safe and accessible. Think of this as your financial seatbelt. It's not going to make you rich, but it's going to protect you from major setbacks. Because let's face it, life throws curveballs. Your car breaks down, your phone decides to take a swim, unexpected medical bills pop up. It happens to the best of us. But with an emergency fund, these unexpected events don't turn into financial disasters. You won't be forced to rack up credit card debt or take out predatory loans. This isn't about being scared, it's about being smart. It's about having that peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Now let's talk about the best investment you can make in your 20s, yourself. I'd take $1,000 to $1,500 of that $10,000 and invest it in upgrading your skills and knowledge. This is about increasing your earning potential. We're talking about diving into books on personal finance, psychology, investing, business, anything that expands your mind and gives you an edge. Or maybe you sign up for an online course to master a high-income skill. Think about it, copywriting, coding, digital marketing, graphic design, these are skills that are in high demand and they can be learned online at your own pace. This isn't about getting another degree or going back to school, because in the long run, the skills you develop, the knowledge you acquire, that's what's going to pay off exponentially. Alright, now let's talk about putting your money to work for you. We're going to take a good chunk of that $10,000, about $3,000 to $4,000, and invest it in a low-cost diversified index fund, like one that tracks the S&P 500. Now I know what you might be thinking, index funds? That sounds kind of boring. But trust me on this one. When it comes to building long-term wealth, boring is beautiful. We're not talking about get-rich-quick schemes or trying to time the market. We're talking about slow, steady, consistent growth over time. When you invest in the stock market, you're buying tiny pieces of hundreds of different companies. This diversification spreads your risk, so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. And the earlier you start, the more time your money has to compound, and the bigger that snowball grows. Now here's where things get really interesting. I'd take $1,500 and use it to launch a side hustle, something that has the potential to generate income. This isn't about getting a second job at the local coffee shop. This is about creating an asset, something that can work for you 24/7, even while you sleep. Think about it. You could buy a decent microphone and some editing software and start a YouTube channel. Or maybe you create digital products like ebooks or online courses. Or you could even launch a small online store or sell print-on-demand products. The key here is to leverage your skills and interests to create something valuable that other people are willing to pay for. And the beauty of the internet is that you can reach a global audience from anywhere in the world. If you can find something that sticks, you've just created another stream of income, a way to diversify your earnings and achieve financial freedom faster. Alright, let's talk about something that might seem small but can have a huge impact on your financial future, your credit score. Now you might be thinking, credit score, I'm just trying to get through college, I don't need to worry about that yet. But here's the thing, building good credit now is like planting a tree. The best time to do it was 20 years ago, the second best time is today. So I'd take a small portion of that $10,000, maybe just $100 or $200, and use it to start building a positive credit history. You could open a student credit card, use it responsibly for small purchases, and then pay it off in full every single month. Having good credit unlocks better interest rates on loans, helps you qualify for apartments and cars, and can even impact your job prospects in the future. Now, I know we've been talking a lot about investing and building for the future, but here's the thing, you're 20 years old. You should enjoy life too. That's why I'd set aside a small portion of that $10,000, maybe $500, and call it your joy fund. This isn't about blowing it all on a weekend trip to Vegas. It's about creating memories, experiences, and moments that matter. Maybe you take a short road trip with your friends, treat your family to a nice dinner, or finally book that flight to see a part of the world you've always dreamed of exploring. Financial freedom isn't just about having a fat bank account. It's about having the flexibility and the resources to live a life you love, a life that aligns with your values. So what would I do with $10,000 at 20? I'd use it to build a solid foundation for my future. I'd invest in myself, create multiple streams of income, and let the power of compounding work its magic. Make smart choices, be patient, and stay consistent. Because $10,000 used wisely today can be worth far more than $100,000 later on.